Madam President, if Senator Mark had troubled himself to jump the very low hurdle of good sense, he would have withdrawn this motion. Madam President, this motion was filed, I think, sometime in January. The courts of Trinidad and Tobago had occasion to pronounce on this question of border security and the regulations that supported them. In the case of Sasha Singh, that was delivered in December, before this motion was filed, and still Senator Mark filed this motion. Since then, as late as this week, in the case of Tajmeed Ali and Shamshad Mohammed, the court pronounced again on these identical issues, Madam President. And yet, with that opportunity, the senator did not withdraw this motion. I thought parliamentary decorum would have demanded that. But he's here today in what I consider to be a time-wasting exercise for our colleagues in the Senate and for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. As I indicated a while ago, Madam Speaker, Madam President, this motion should have been withdrawn. It is beaten, bent, and broken, time-wasting. And Madam President, it is only designed to find favor with those who do not know better. It is a populist attempt by Senator Mark on behalf of the UNC to rile up little people, and understanding that there are indeed individuals all around the world, including in Trinidad and Tobago, who have been inconvenienced and disadvantaged as a result of COVID-19. This government is not insensitive or unaware of the plight of some persons who might have been caught outside when the borders were closed. But as the court said, in the case of Sasha Singh, and repeated this week in the other matter that I raised, the question of border closure was a sound and solid one. The courts did not frown upon it. As an independent arbiter with good sense, the low hurdle that Senator Mark failed to conquer. Madam President, they have challenged attorneys at law and citizens in those two matters and others have challenged this position of the exemption requirements in the face of border closure to protect the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And every single time, including in the two cases I've just identified, they lost with costs for the state. So Senator Mark, who has lawyers around him like Gerald Ramdeen, a former senator, like Anand Ramlogan, and others in this house who represented those people in the court and knew that they lost before the courts of Trinidad and Tobago, they should have advised the unwitting Senator Mark of those rejections by the court, and he should have in dignity withdrawn his motion. But he could not do that. He could not do that, Madam Speaker. Madam Justice Eleanor Donaldson Honeywell stated, and I quote, "The COVID-19 public health regulations, which allows for the closure of the borders and the exemption process, were found to be in keeping with the Public Health Ordinance 1940, which is saved law and therefore not subject to constitutional challenge." But the UNC, whether it is in the parliament, whether it is in the public, whether it is in the bar or the rum shop, have come and continue to challenge the authenticity, the value, the worth of this simple measure which all countries put in place. And we put it in place in a number of stages last year, all designed to protect Senator Mark, the UNC, the PNM, and all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But he tells us today that these procedures are discriminatory. He tells us, he wants to know, he tells us, how come the vice president of Venezuela, the Republic of Venezuela, come here and the Israelis come here? You know how come, Madam President? They applied for and received exemptions. We granted 34,000 exemptions to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and others to either come in or to go out. 17,000 or thereabout coming in and just under 16,000 going out. Every day for the past week since I assumed the office as Minister of National Security in this country, every single day, I receive applications from citizens of this country, either wanting to go out for one reason or come in. And today, including today as I speak, I granted several exemptions for them. And the court has said, and this government has said, and sensible, decent people in this country have said and understand that this policy is necessary to protect us. If we take the advice of Senator Mark and open the borders to all and sundry, I want to ask the people of Trinidad and Tobago, taking that usual reckless and bad advice, will they go to Brazil today? The answer is no. Will they go to India today? The capital, Delhi? The answer is no. And I'll ask the people of Trinidad and Tobago, secondly, whether they would welcome people from those high-risk countries into Trinidad and Tobago without being assured that they were properly cleansed of, without risk, to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The answer would be no. It is nothing to do with discrimination, and I hear him talk about discrimination. On what ground? He offered none. Has nothing to do with that. It is a policy to protect the people of Trinidad and Tobago, which I might tell you, Madam President, has worked particularly well since Trinidad and Tobago's record in dealing with COVID stands high among all comers in the world. All. Look at the UK today. They were experiencing 1,200 deaths per day. Today, UK border policy says two things I want to share with the Senator. One, if you enter the UK without proof that you are COVID-free, you have committed a criminal offense. And two, you can't leave your country as a citizen of the UK and go anywhere without an application to that government and their satisfaction that you are going for good reason, because common sense tells them that free movement around the world with this virus, this silent killer as we called it, though yesterday on Al Jazeera, I saw a young doctor in India in tears describing it not as a surge. She told the UK journalist, this ain't no surge, this is a tsunami. This is an army. And every citizen of this country and the world could see what COVID-19 does. And all this government stands guilty of is taking measures to protect the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but the UNC has a problem with that. They are the ones who offered us punch and rum. They are the ones who offered us sunlight. They are the ones who offered us nothing but old talk and scandal. And today, when Senator Mark has the temerity and the shamelessness of posture to come to tell us that we should have vaccination program. We know that. That's why we entered the COVAX system and bought them, ordered them. I saw yesterday European Union suing AstraZeneca because they failed to deliver the vaccines that they had contracted, at least so it is alleged. It demonstrates that alone how competitive the need for these vaccinations are around the world. And as the UK experience shows, a strong and solid vaccine program and strong and solid border protection is the solution. The UK deaths move from 1,200 a day to single figures as I speak to you, Madam Vice President. Madam President, I'm terribly sorry. I'm looking at a second-rater across the floor in respect of his presentation, hence the reason for my expression. Madam President, fortunately for us, thank you very kindly, Madam President. So, Madam President, I would say that the people of Trinidad and Tobago And the courts of Trinidad and Tobago says absolutely no to punching, no to sunlight, no to scandal and bacchanal, no to the UNC, and yes to the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago for doing the wonderful job we have done to protect all and sundry in this land. I thank you.